What's the cruelest thing you have witnessed a teacher do? I walked into her classroom for a quick signature. She was leaning back in her chair, grinning like she'd been waiting for some entertainment. The boy was already standing there by her desk. Without even looking at me, she waved a lazy hand toward him and said to the class, "All right, let's remind him where he is." A girl stood up first. She gave a light tap on his cheek. The teacher chuckled. "That's not a slap. Do it properly." The girl tried again, harder. The sound was sharp, and a ripple of laughter moved through the room. "Much better," the teacher said, like they were playing a party game. One by one, they came forward. Some slapped fast. Others paused to laugh in his face first. The boy's eyes were already welling up, his small shoulders shaking. But she didn't care. She kept up a running commentary, each line more poisonous than the last. "That's how you deal with people who can't keep up," she said, pointing at the boy. "See, you can teach them discipline." She leaned in, watching the tears on his face. Then she shouted, "Hit him harder. His face isn't red enough." She smiled and said, "Maybe this will finally make you speak properly." When that crying kid begged to be let go, she mocked his accent badly, making the whole class burst into laughter. She warned the class, "Mark my words, if you let losers like him stick around, they'll drag every one of you down into the dirt." I muttered, "Maybe that's enough," but she waved me off, still grinning. "If you're soft on them, they never learn." She looked thrilled, like every slap was an achievement for her. I pulled out my phone and started recording, and she smirked. "Yeah, post it online. We people should know how to deal with their kind." The last boy in line delivered the hardest slap yet, a loud, brutal crack. The kid trembled on the ground, crying. The teacher threw her head back and laughed, the students joining her like it was a comedy show. She leaned back in her chair, satisfied. "Perfect, that's the one he'll remember. Go sit down, all of you." I walked out without another word. In the hall, I replayed the video, filled with disgust, so close to crying myself. I posted it on Instagram with the caption, "This is not right, America." By evening, it was everywhere, on phones, news tickers, every social feed. Comments poured in, "She is a monster and belongs in jail. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Humanity is dead." On primetime debates, anchors called her the face of unashamed hate in a school uniform. Hashtags demanding her arrest trended nationwide. Politicians, actors, athletes, everyone condemned her. Parents stood outside the gates, chanting her name like a curse, demanding she be dragged out in handcuffs. The next morning, she still came in like nothing happened, smirking at the chaos. She actually seemed to enjoy the attention. That smirk faded when the police walked in before lunch. They cuffed her in front of the same children she'd turned into a hate mob and led her past a wall of cameras. She barked at reporters, "I did nothing wrong. You're punishing your own for the sake of a migrant." In court, the video played in full. Every cruel laugh, every cheer from the class, every tear rolling down that boy's face. The judge's voice shook when he called it hate-fueled violence against a minor. She stood there, arms folded, smirking like she was untouchable, until the sentence was read out. Guilty on all counts. A heavy fine, 5 years in jail with no bail, and a permanent ban from ever working with children. That's when the smile vanished, and suddenly she burst into loud, ugly sobs. Through the tears, she cursed, "You're all fools, siding with outsiders over your own." The cops moved in and dragged her out of the courtroom. The government made sure he'd never have to return to that nightmare, fully covering his education and therapy, a small justice for what he endured. They also arranged counseling sessions for the other kids to help them see why it was so wrong. That teacher tried to spread hate toward a little child. Instead, the world hated her, and that's a win for humanity.